Welcome back to MSNBC's continuing coverage of the Florida primary. Early numbers in the Florida Republican primary are coming in now. We've got some polls that have already closed. 12 precincts altogether reporting McCain has a slight edge. As you see these numbers, it's about 25,000 votes total that have been counted so far. We're way ahead of, or way behind rather, in trying to figure out who's going to win this thing. We're going to have to watch that for a while. Let's go to Pat Buchanan. He's going to run the panel for a bit. Pat.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Let me go to Eugene Robinson. Let's talk about the humiliation of Rudy Giuliani, and it's nothing less than this. Look, here's an individual that's leading the Republican race for most of the year, 35%. Everyone behind him. He stays out of all the early races in Iowa, New Hampshire, the rest of it. In the debates, people say he's no good at the speech, but in the debates, frankly, if you ask me and put all the debates together, who was the #1 debater, I think, in all of them, I would have said Rudy. What exactly happened besides this incredible strategy?
Right. I think everybody's going to talk a lot, and perhaps we should talk a lot about the strategy, which I think will go down as one of the dumbest ideas in presidential politics. But I think his message was wrong. For example, on the economy, which wasn't necessarily going to turn into the big issue, but did turn into the biggest issue in this campaign. Rudy offered basically nothing. He said, well, everything's okay.
Look, I disagree. Look, he down in Florida, he offered this tremendous tax cut. Apparently, it was thought through. It was probably Steve Forbes' job, but he pivoted as fast as Romney did, I thought. On the issue, Romney pivoted in Michigan, but he got down there in Florida.
But he just had that one message: cut taxes, cut taxes, cut taxes. And I think people have a sense that that's not what's gonna work. That's not what's gonna save their house from foreclosure. That's not what's gonna save the job. Had he already
lost it by then?
Yeah, I think he'd already lost it, but I think he had lost it from Jump Street. He never was really ahead. That was all name recognition. This is a guy who's not fundamentally a politician. Rudy, at bottom, is a cop. He's a prosecutor. He's a guy. That's why he's good in the debates. I mean, he's a lawyer. He's trained in that kind of confrontational thing. But he's not really a politician where he connects well with the people, presses the flesh.
He can't translate his poll numbers into votes. The more people that see him in the flesh, the less well he does.
And the same thing happened when he ran for Senate in New York in that aborted run against Hillary Clinton.
Well, Rudy Giuliani, in order to compete at the national level, has to be able to talk about national policy issues. And look what happened as things started to fall apart in Florida. We got the giant tax cut proposal, which he never seemed to understand very well, even when he was advocating for it. What was his other big Hail Mary policy? A man on Mars. Talk about misreading what the American people are interested in right now.
All right, well, look, what we're going to get out of this race tonight, no matter, is clarity. I think Rudy's coming back to New York. I'll tell you, I agree with Howard Fineman. I think he's got to get out of the race if he loses, because he will be humiliated by John McCain in New York State. All these states he has set up as winner take all, he will lose all of them. My guess would be that by the Tuesday of next week, Rudy Giuliani endorses John McCain. What do you think?
I think that's, well, by Tuesday. I don't know if he does it by Tuesday. I think he gets out of the race. He may not endorse right away. I also don't think he's going to be at the top of anybody's vice presidential list.
Well, let me, on that point, though, how is he going to explain this loss? I mean, one delegate, an endorsement from John Voight and the man on the Mars idea. This is a disaster.
It is John Connolly. Connolly spent what was then enormous, $10 million, got one delegate in New Hampshire, went down to South Carolina, endorsed Ronald Reagan in 1980.
I don't think Rudy's going to be a factor in the race. I don't think his endorsement is going to mean much. If he was going to endorse somebody, I assume it would be McCain, but I don't think that he's going to be a factor.
I throw my delegate to McCain.
That's exactly my one guy.
Let me disagree to this extent. If he gets out and endorses McCain, where do the residual Giuliani votes go? I think in Florida, they are going to McCain. They're going to McCain in Florida, just like the Huckabee votes seem to be breaking somewhat for Mitt Romney. But let me get back to this clarity issue. We really are going to get it. Mike Huckabee, unlike Giuliani, had a great day. I mean, every candidate ought to have at least one great day. He had it in Iowa. He almost had another in South Carolina. In other words, he's had a great campaign, even if he loses. But I think that Huckabee, after tonight, if he's running fourth, my guess would be he might run fourth because a lot of folks voted early for Rudy, And so, but I think Huckabee now, he goes for a bag of delegates, don't you?
Well, I agree, I agree with that.
Sorry, go ahead, Bob.
No, I just agree. I mean, I think, I don't think, you know, Huckabee, though, I think is the kind of guy that can have an influence in this campaign going forward. I think much more than
and can be a vice presidential candidate.
And who does he deliver it to? McCain. McCain. Does he not? Huckabee will deliver it to McCain because he doesn't like Romney. It's a personal thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think he does it. I don't think he does. Evangelical voters, not a factor in this election. Huckabee's delegates don't matter.
I'm not sure he loves McCain either.
Okay, thank you very much, panel. We'll be coming back to us. We'll work on somebody else next. We'll take it back to
Pat, I love the way you said every candidate should have one great day. You won the New Hampshire primary back in '96, and I believe the winning prize is a job at MSNBC. I think we're going to get Huckabee over here. I can see it coming up next.
Wait, the losing job, the losing is 2 jobs at MSNBC. Okay, thank you.